starting off with some new music here. A little bit of a different vibe today. Coming in from Coffee Chat. Sorry, my microphone was a little bit far. I knew I was forgetting something. Always forget something. Microphone's probably not a good thing to forget though. But yeah, we're starting off with a little bit of a different vibe here when it comes to the music. Kind of ties into our episode title here, but YouTube is hard. There's a lot of stuff you gotta figure out and learn if you're gonna make a YouTube channel. I'm just starting to try to figure out a little bit piece by piece. One thing that's already popped up though is the music that I use for my channel. It looks like it's gonna be like a little bit harder than I thought. At first thought, was just do what most people do. You go on to YouTube and you find some stream-friendly, copyright-free music. I thought that would be good enough because it says it's okay to use it, but I did notice on the YouTube videos I've been uploading, I've uploaded about 10 so far since the other day, that I'm starting to get, they're not copyright strikes, so there's no action taken against the channel or anything like that, which is good, but they are ID claims, like content ID claims, which I'd never doing YouTube before. I didn't even know what that was. So I had to look that up. And according to the fine print on like because I really like a lot of the music that I've been using. One guy does all of it. Their name is Lo-Fi Geek. They have really cool music on YouTube. You should check it out if you're into like lo-fi and things like that. But yeah, I really liked some of the music and it said it was free to use, so I went ahead and added it to all the videos that I've done so far, which is right now we're at about 50 hours of content that I need to upload. I'm about 10 hours in uploaded now, so we're getting there little by little. But yeah, mainly just the intro and outro. Coffee Chat's the only one where I tend to keep any music playing throughout the episode. But having that in there, it did strike some content claim IDs, which made me really nervous because I thought, maybe all those 50 hours of content that I had made over the past 3 weeks might be all moot. It turns out that's probably not the case. It seems like the channel, the music I was using, they are pretty reasonable about it. They do want streamers to use their music. The only thing that still kind of gives me a little bit of a pause is it does say that it's all free to use. If you want to monetize your videos, which of course I do want to monetize my videos because game industry, we're all kind of in danger here. Anything to give me a little bit of a net down below would be really nice. Not that I think that's coming anytime soon. My research that I've done and my overall guess is that like this channel probably wouldn't even make like a cent for like the next 6 months at least. Maybe around the 6-month mark is I guess where you should expect to get your first dollar or whatever from YouTube if like the stuff I've been watching is correct. And there's a lot of different viewpoints out there, but I did come across one video that I thought was pretty good. It says kind of like think about it in like the 5-year term, which I'm okay to do because I still intend on working in the industry as an artist with art direction, art leadership, environment art. So I'm not looking to retire anytime soon. This is just something that I'm doing on the side. Partly as like a passion project, but as I said, it would be nice to be able to monetize it at some point. And the claim that I got, apparently it's a situation where if I do want to monetize any video, like each time I would probably have to reach out to the company that they work with to basically ask permission to monetize the stream. And basically according to the fine print on their channel, it says that as soon as they get that, they'll remove the content claim on it. But it's just kind of scary to have that kind of thing in somebody else's hands. I do appreciate the way they're letting people use their stuff, and I do like the music a lot, but I just don't want to take a lot of chances, especially where I'm kind of filming with like a backlog. Like currently, if you go to my YouTube channel, you're only going to see the first 10 episodes of the Lore Master series, which, it's about 10 hours of content or so, but I've still got like 40 some hours of content that is already in the can and is ready to be uploaded. And if we're in a situation where I'm waiting around for somebody to get back to me on whether I can actually use it or not, it does become a really big pain, and something that I probably would just have to get rid of all the videos or just let them monetize them rather than me. But since I made them, I would like to monetize them. So, which brings us to our new music that we got today. So luckily, when it comes to that stuff, just recently Yuki's been really into working with different AI apps for, she's doing a lot of really cool, funny videos on Instagram. She did one yesterday I'll have to bring up on probably one of the nighttime streams. It's more of a nighttime song, but she did a really cool panda song. It's about like 4 or 5 minutes long. It has video throughout, all used with Runway and Midjourney. Really funny stuff. She's really kind of letting her flex her creative muscle. And I know a lot of people are pretty up in arms over AI, but as we said on this channel before, my belief on the subject is if we could put it back in the bottle and make it not exist, I would be the first to want to do that, since I am an artist and I definitely feel it encroaching on my area of the industry as well. I don't think it will be long before more and more game assets are being generated that way. Textures already are for a lot of games, getting up-resed with AI and stuff, but we don't really have that choice. It's already out there, and instead of just kind of gripe and complain about it, which I do feel that people's complaints are well-founded. It really does suck, but it's out there, and if we're not using it as artists, people that are non-artists are going to be using it. And big companies like Microsoft and Ubisoft and all those, they're going to be they want things done now, they want things done quick, and if we aren't willing to play along and use the tools that are at our will, then probably we're going to get passed up. They'll get people in there that just can't don't have the background as artists but still want to make money in the sector. So for me, I'm all in on trying to figure out creative ways to use the tools without totally abandoning traditional methods that we use to create games. I do think, like, for the way I've only used AI when I was at NetEase a bit, and another little side project I did, but it didn't replace any of the phases really. It just kind of added in an extra phase that normally we don't get to have when we're in the blue sky art direction. Like, what is this game? I don't even know what the game is. Even when you're in, like, when you're in that phase where you're it's not really solid enough where you feel like you can give it to a concept artist yet, because you're kind of just throwing stuff at the wall. And you can just give that to a concept artist, and that's how I would normally prefer to do it. But a lot of times in those situations, the concept artist is going to be tasked out on other more important stuff anyways, so you're kind of waiting in line to get concept art. At that phase there, it was useful to be able to just use Midjourney and things like that to kind of get ideas out, and especially putting it in front of non-artists that don't really care so much about execution and things like that. They just really want to see what their idea is in some type of form of an image. And what we would do is we would throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, show it to the developers, some of the Japanese developers that we were working with, and when they found something that they were kind of in the general direction that they liked, and like a lot of times they would say I kind of like this from this one, and I kind of like this from that one. It's like, okay, that sounds like it's time to assign a concept artist to this, and that's what we would do. I brought some talented concept artists with me from Ubisoft when we gave them some work to do on there. So to me, that's a pretty good way to kind of bring it into your workflow a little bit. But as far as the channel here, I am a one-man operation, but more and more Yuki's delves into AI and things like that, because that's what she's usually doing downstairs when, or in her room when I'm doing this. Has kind of paid off in spades for the channel. She's been able to find ways to get more motion into our graphics and things like that. I taught her how to use Midjourney. She taught me how to use Runway. Now she's taught me how to use another program to do AI music for the channel. I'm not a music aficionado. I don't know how to describe a lot of the types of music that I like and enjoy. So music is not really a big focus of this channel. It's just kind of there to set the vibe. We don't really have a theme song or anything like that. So she was able to kind of turn me on to that. I played around with it some this morning. Was able to generate about 10 different chill coffee house type vibe songs for the morning show, for coffee chat, and then I've got some for the nighttime streams as well. So hopefully, and we checked on Suno, and that's the app name. Since we have a membership to it, we are allowed to use it. It is fair use. I won't be getting any copyright claims, at least that according to their EULA. I'm not. We will see though. It's always a little bit scary when you're checking your YouTube feed to see if anything popped up there. But currently, all 10 videos that I have right now uploaded are all. They do have a little note next to them that the video does have a content claim, but they're not doing anything with it right now. They might do something later, it sounds like, which is kind of scary, but so we're just not gonna I don't really want to play that game, I don't think. And get you a first close shot here. Yes, I am a middle-aged man here in Japan wearing a Ranma 1/2 sweatshirt. This actually just came in the mail today. I have 2 of them. So I don't know if you guys know, but Ranma 1/2 was one of the very first animes that I got into as a kid in high school. I actually was turned on to it a little bit before my first trip to Japan. I went to a Comic Con in San Diego Comic Con, probably 1994 or 1995. Probably 1995 San Diego Comic Con, and it was still really small at the time. But a good buddy of mine named Ramiro, his name is Ramiro, but for some reason he had the name of Munchie. That was like literally what his parents called him. Everyone in his family named him Munchie. At school he was called Munchie, but his real name was Ramiro. He was really into comics and stuff like that, so we went to the Comic Con together. It was my very first time going to the Comic Con, and I went to the I don't think they had like a full on anime section because it just wasn't big enough at the time there, but we went into that area, and he did find a couple Ranma videos that he actually picked up, the original like Viz ones from back in the day. I think at the time there was only a couple episodes out, but he brought those home with him. That was what he got from the Comic Con. I probably bought some Marvel Comics, Image Comics, stuff like that, whatever I was into at the time. But we ended up watching those at his house, and we watched the same tapes over and over and over and over again until I eventually purchased my own, and I collected the whole series for a while. First time I went to Japan, unfortunately it was already off the air, I believe, the first time I went in 96, or it would have been right towards the end, but I didn't know how to watch it on TV, but I did get really into it. I bought all the comics and stuff. It was Dragon Ball and Ranma are the 2 comics I credit the most for teaching me to speak Japanese, because I read through all 38 volumes of it. I still have them on my shelf over there, although it's a newer version. I don't still have the old ones that I went through all 38 of them. They do those refreshes quite a bit, but they've done a refresh on the anime, and that's something that's like kind of unprecedented. For at least for Ranma, they did it with Urusei Yatsura, another show by the same creator, Takahashi Numiko, just recently. But especially with like the topics of Ranma, it's like a story of a guy and his father that go to China, and they fall in this spring, this Chinese spring, like a hot spring, and whoever falls in that spring, like whatever animal or person, or in this case a female and a panda, died in that spring, you take on the body of that. So the father turns into a panda every time he gets wet. Ranma, the main character, he turns into a girl, and kind of, especially for now, it's probably a lot more of a taboo topic than it might have been back in the day. They were pretty wild with what they could show on TV back in the day. They were definitely pretty close to at least top frontal nudity in the opening credits sometimes. So it was definitely one of those ones where, like, even when I saw Urusei Yatsura get a remake, which I haven't watched at all, but I've heard it doesn't really stay too faithful. But I was sure that they would never go back to the well on Ranma, just because it's kind of a little bit of a topic that they might not want to get into these days. But sure enough, they've made a full remake, very, very, even more so than the old one. It holds to the comics. The first season just ended. It's on Netflix. I highly recommend you watch it in Japanese with subtitles, even if you're don't speak any Japanese. The Japanese voice cast, almost everybody has returned, and it's been probably a good 35 years or so since the original aired. Probably 30 or so. But almost the whole voice cast is back. The Kuno actor passed away a long time ago, so he's not in it. But then a couple minor roles they did replace. But yeah, it's great. But the other awesome bonus to that is right now in Japan, everywhere I go, they have Ranma 1/2 goods, and there's a store called Avail, I believe it is. Avail, yeah. Avail, they have a collaboration right now. We call it a collabo with Ranma 1/2. So I couldn't find the stuff in the store, so we got online. We ordered a bunch of it. I was worried if it was going to fit me, because like I'm a 40-year-old dude, and I'm not that slender. But yeah, we found some. It fits. I'm just a 40-year-old dude, 44-year-old dude sitting in my room talking to myself wearing a Ranma sweatshirt, but I couldn't be happier. I have another one I'll probably debut a different day. It's also really cool. Got this as well. Let's see this here, Ranma 1/2 pin. It's so cool though, because like, the first time I came to Japan, it was kind of already over, and this whole time living in Japan, like, if you saw any goods it would have been back from the 90s and the leftovers from that. So like, you try to buy it up really quick, but there's just not very much of it out there. But now it's like everywhere I go, they're in the UFO catchers. So yeah, expect to see some more of that being populated in my background, I would expect. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're up to this morning as far as channel news goes. As I said, I did get some more stuff uploaded to YouTube. That's the stuff in question here. I was able to get 10 episodes done so far. I originally did not want to put my face on any of the thumbnails. I just wanted to do all the main series art. But after the research, it really seems like it counts to connect with your viewers. So I bit the bullet. I didn't do like a one of those like, oh, I'm a YouTuber reacting things. I didn't do one of those. I just cropped some screenshots that didn't look hideous out of every single playthrough here. I was going to kind of reuse the same ones over and over, but being the perfectionist I am, as I got into it, every single one I decided it needs to have its own special thumbnail. So that's how I spent most of my day yesterday. Thanks, Villainous. So you got Villainous in the chat there. He says it looks good. yeah, every series we do, I'm going to be using a different color scheme, until I run out of colors, I guess, and we'll recycle. But this basic format, I have the I've made a really complex template for it. It's got everything named and just ready for reuse. So I'm basically, every time I start a new series thumbnail, I'm just going to use that same exact template. I'm going to change the things that need to be changed, change out the art, change out the colors, but keep an overall look to the channel to kind of give it more of a professional feel, even though we're not professional at all. Also, one other thing, if anybody that watches this has any clue about this, from my research, it's not possible, but this annoys the hell out of me. This upload here, I did 1, 2, and for some reason the 4 upload finished before the 3 one. So now on the video, past videos, forever, we have number 4 before 3, and for somebody with my mental state, I cannot handle that. That's making me lose sleep at night. I think it's just the date that it was uploaded, so I'd probably have to go and undo it all, which I guess, I don't know if you're just supposed to nuke your whole channel of videos every time you get something out of order, but I did fix it in a playlist, of course. Like, if you go over to playlists, I have a playlist for this here, and it is it is all in here in the right order. So that, at least, that's the only way I am getting sleep at night, that it's at least available here. But it's kind of annoying. I mean, I guess as I upload stuff, it'll go further and further to the bottom of the channel, and I won't care about it anymore. But I just might. Yeah. Where have I been at, Sad Boy? I've been here the whole time, man. I haven't missed a day yet. Where have you been, dude? I know you're busy doing your stuff. I got the Off the Grid downloaded. I haven't made a layout for it yet. Maybe today I'll do that. But that's ready to go as well, so we'll have to get in some of that. Yeah, let me know. We can do a Discord call. We chat about how to make some graphics and stuff. I'm down today if you have time. Not sure what time it is for you there. Rename the files. It's not the file name. The files are all named right. It's just like I was getting greedy and I uploaded two or three at the same time, and just one of them happened to finish before the other one, so it kind of got out of order. But it's probably just something that only crazy people think about, like myself. But it is kind of annoying. I searched online and it did say that, like, you really just have to kind of re-upload them, which I don't want to do. So yeah. Cool. I'm probably gonna have some lunch after this coffee chat, Sad Boy, but I'm after that, probably about an hour from now, I'll be down to jump on a call with you if you want. Yeah, Sad Boy is doing a lot of streaming too. He streams Off the Grid. He's like a totally different type of streamer than I am. He's like the I'm a professional, I'm gonna shoot your fucking face off. Wait, am I allowed to say that? Yeah, I'm probably allowed to say that. I don't think there's any flag or anything. But yeah, he's definitely got the skills. He's competing, and I think you call yourself a pro gamer, I believe, right? You are making money from it, so not exactly my forte, but I am gonna get in there and show him how old people do it. So we'll probably have some off the grid content sometime this week, I would think. Did one episode of Disney Speedstorm last night. I was gonna do some World of Warcraft last night, but Yuki came in and I could tell that she wanted some attention, and so if Yuki wants attention, she gets attention. So we decided we weren't gonna do any World of Warcraft, and we were gonna hang out with Yuki instead, which was probably a lot more fun than World of Warcraft, as much as I like World of Warcraft. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we got going on there. Briefly look at the news. I think I already scanned it a bit. Doesn't look like anything major is going on. Oh, there was one though. I don't know if it's on. Yeah, okay, this one sucks. I wish I have some sad music to play here. Yet again, Ubisoft letting people go, which sucks. I didn't know anybody from these teams, although I did have a former Infinity Ward friend who used to be at the Stockholm one, I believe it was, but I believe he's moved on already. I'll have to check in with him just to be sure, but yeah, 185 jobs gone. It looks more and more like they're just trimming everything down to make a sell to 10 cents. So really sucks. I guess there's probably going to be, because you get all the rounds, you like the round of layoffs before they sell, and then probably once they absorb Ubisoft, then there's probably another round of layoffs coming after that as they restructure. So not fun. Need to find some sad coffee chat music for that. But yeah, I think the new generated stuff we're using for the music should work good for us. At least we don't have to deal with any content claims. I don't want to. It's just one more thing that I need to deal with. I did send an email to the people from the one I used for the first 50 videos, just letting them know that I used it and that they're credited in it. So hopefully they'll whitelist me or whatever, but we will see. Yeah, Call of Duty doing good again. I am going to get around to this year's game at one point. Yeah, hardware, of course, yeah, it's going to be down. I think everybody... I skipped on the PlayStation Pro, and I never skip on consoles. Oh, okay, I used to be at Warner Brothers Game. I did not know David Haddad, though. I was at the Warner Brothers Monolith for Shadows of War in Seattle. It was a pretty good place to work. A lot of crunch. That's where I got my my 2 back surgeries from, working at that job. A lot of chairs that were broken. It's a thing you find in game studios a lot. It's kind of like almost like a Mad Max type of end of the world scenario when it comes to desk chairs. People are constantly scavenging for like the good ones. As soon as somebody quits or in our industry gets laid off or fired, it's like the vultures start buzzing and taking all the different equipment from people's desks, and usually the chair is like a prime target. That's if there's a good chair that actually goes up and down or actually lays back and is not broken, that's prime real estate for theft right there. So I wasn't so fortunate at Warner Brothers. I did not have a good chair. I complained about it a couple times. Was not heard. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it wasn't a great place to work, actually. Well, I mean, the people I was working with, they were great, but I do remember, as I'm talking about this, I did request a couple times that I was starting to have back pain, and I needed to have a chair that was at the right height for all the Cintiq work, because the Cintiq is like a big monitor that you draw on, but to get in there, unless you have a good swivel arm like I do here, you do have to kind of hunch over it a little bit, and I was doing that for painting textures for the Lord of the Rings game for just hours on end, probably 12 hours a day or so for a good 6 months. I was working on a lot of Cintiq stuff, a lot of ZBrush sculpting and stuff. But yeah, my requests were not heard, and ended up not getting a chair, but I did get one back surgery while I was there, and then one back surgery about 6 months to a year later, when the first one turned out to be botched. So great time. Yeah, I've definitely, I guess you could say I've bled for the game industry, literally. I really have. I had 2 surgeries now. The recovery of the first one was really bad. I was in a house in, where was it? What's the name of that place? Bellevue. Yeah. The Warner Brothers studio was in Kirkland, and I was in Bellevue. And the first surgery, as it was botched, I would find out later, they actually missed the spot they were going by like a tiny bit. And apparently operated right next to that, which is great for American hospitals. But it was a really tough recovery. I was in a 3-story house at the time, renting. I didn't own a house, but renting a 3-story house, and a really nice house, but it had really big, long stairs, and to get up to where my room was on the 3rd floor, I had to have help for the first 2 or 3 weeks to even get up the stairs. I was pretty much bedridden for almost a month. It took about 6 months of physical therapy after that to get so I was moving pretty normal again. But the problem was even at the end of the physical therapy, the physical therapist kind of alerted me to the fact that, you know, I just didn't seem like I was recovering as well as I should be, and I should probably go back to my surgeon and see if I can get some more MRIs taken. And that's what prompted me to go back in. I tried to go back to the same surgeon, but it turned out he had left the county, and apparently looking online there was a bunch of lawsuits being filed against him. So it sounds like which I briefly, for the first time in my life, I was like, maybe I need to get in on some of this suing somebody thing, because I was feeling pretty bad about it. It cost a lot of time away from work, because there wasn't remote work available at that time. But yeah, he was out of state, so I went to another surgeon who I think he did his best, but the way they described it to me, it was like if your nerve has been pinched by your back for a long enough time, it just the chances of the numbness going away in your foot is probably going down by the day, basically. And I probably, you know, with the botched surgery, it was probably a whole year that my nerve was kind of pinched there. So I still have numbness in my foot. I have to take medication for nerve pain and numbness. But yeah, another scar of the game industry, a literal scar in this one. Everybody should really make sure that you're getting up and walking around a lot if you're doing that type of work. I was taking regular breaks to stand up, especially after I started getting the back pain, because it's just, you know, so many people around me were telling me like you need to be careful with it, which I was. I would get up probably about every hour or so. I'd get up and walk around for a good 5-10 minutes or so just to get coffee and stretch a little bit. But even so, the damage was kind of already done. Yeah, I paid the price. I'm still paying the price 10 years later. Every time I go out and play tennis, about 30 minutes in, my one foot just starts getting really heavy and feels like it's in a vice grip. Not feeling too good. The medication does help some, but it's not great to be popping a bunch of pills every day. So I wish I could get off of it. But yeah, everybody, back health. Be careful. I did get my MRI done today. That was a thing I told you we were going to talk about today. This is for a different spot. This is a non-game industry related. This is a tennis injury on my upper back. Good news on that. There was no bone or I believe this tendon is the proper word. Tendon damage. It's just a muscle tear. There was some. They said there was quite a bit of bleeding. It did show up on the MRI. It was you could see this big white spot in my upper back where the muscle is damaged. Basically gave me about 1 month that I need to sit out here. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit quicker, I hope, because I don't want to wait a whole month. But yeah, the MRI results were good. I should be not needing to go to any back appointments in the morning for at least the foreseeable future till I hurt myself again. So that's some good news today, I would say. Better than the headlines here, but let's see. Anything else we want to look? Let's see. Oh, this is new. High-end MetaQuest. Okay. So the one that's out now is already pretty expensive. I actually have one. Maybe in the studio view you can see it. Let's see. Yeah, you see right over here. Right over here. There's my Quest 3 that I have. I haven't really spent much time with it. I got it because I had the Quest 2 and then the 3 came out, but haven't really done much with it. I know you can do a lot of sculpting and stuff like that, but I've tried a couple games. I tried a tennis game that was kind of cool, kind of real physics and stuff. I would, I don't know. Depending on the price, if it was a decent price, I'd probably go for something a little more high end. I've owned pretty much most of the main VR headsets that have come out. I had the original Oculus, I guess like the beta version that you could pre-order, and then I had the HTC Vive, the one where you had to mount the things on the wall. That was a pain in the ass. Really, it worked the best out of pretty much all those early ones, though. I had a couple others too, but I had the PSVR. I got rid of it because I never used it, but didn't get a PSVR 2. I did get the Quest 2 or actually I got the Quest 1, and well, it was still called, what was it, Oculus Quest at the time. But yeah, it just seems like I don't know how long they're going to keep on releasing these, because none of them seem to succeed. They're really cool, and it's something that I really thought I wanted, but I think when you take the fact that you're sitting into a chair as part of the equation, it's just not as immersive as some of those VR experiences you can do at places like Disneyland and stuff. I did a Star Wars one time that was really, really cool. It was in LA. They had you put on a huge backpack and a helmet and stuff, and you were basically a clone trooper, and you go through this whole area that had like there was like a magma section and stuff where you could actually feel heat. And obviously it's just a empty. If you would have taken your headset off, you would have seen a room full of plywood walls and nothing to look at. But they had it set up so like when you stepped onto the ships and stuff, like you would have to step up and there's a place to sit down where there were seats. It was really cool, really immersive. I think if we can ever get to something like that, VR is going to be great. But the problem is the local motion problems. Treadmill thing, the circular treadmill, seems like a cool way to do it, but who's got room for one of those? I did think about it for a while when I had a little bit more space before I was in Japan, but they just take up so much space, and most games probably don't even work well with it. Also, I don't know if I want to get that sweaty with a VR helmet. Like, even with like the tennis one, like when I tried it in the summer, and the lenses kept on fogging up because you're swinging your arms around, and yeah, it just seems like something that kind of is past its point of if it was going to catch on. There's still just something about being disconnected from the outside world, I think, that makes it hard to succeed in VR. It does seem like more of an investment for me to like just sitting down at my TV and playing a game. I can still see my surroundings and interact with other people, but if you put on your VR headset, like you're in the zone, you're locked off from everybody. And the new Quest, it does have a mode where you can have pass through and you can see everything in black and white if you want to, but yeah, it still feels like I'm being really antisocial. I feel like if Yuki wants to come talk to me, she probably doesn't want to bother some and you look so weird when you're doing VR. I'd look even weirder if I was doing VR in a Ranma 1/2 sweatshirt. I'd be like the Star Wars kid all over again. So yeah, that's kind of the news for the day. I'm gonna go have some lunch. I smell something cooking downstairs. Smells good. I think Yuki's making some lunch for me. Gonna have some lunch. Probably I'll hit up Sad Boy here. We've been planning on chatting offline about some of his channel stuff. Maybe we'll jump on a call with him later today. We'll play some WoW, I think. Not sure how late Villainous is going to be up, but I'll hit him up as well. Maybe we can get a Void Elf episode or two done before he goes to bed, or if not, maybe we can catch him on my nighttime Cool. So, yeah, looks like the sun's kind of cresting over the buildings there a little bit. It was really windy when I went out for my MRI this morning. I did not want to wake up. The alarm went off at 7 a.m. and it was cold and just not feeling like I wanted to go sit in an MRI machine. I actually almost couldn't. This is very common in Japan, but they pretty much asked me what I weighed when I came in, and there was some conversation going on, and they pretty much told me like, oh, we're gonna have to see if you like even fit into the machine. I guess like my shoulders are too wide, they were saying, and they did have some trouble when they were trying. This is not a stomach thing. Yes, I do have a bit of a paunch, but that's not what was almost blocking me from getting an MRI. Apparently, like my shoulders are too wide, so when they tried to do the strap across my shoulders, it like barely locked, and then once it got in, I had like probably like that much space between my nose and the top of the MRI machine, so that was a nice 20-25 minutes. I actually think I got to sleep for about like 10 minutes of it, so it made it a little bit better, but yeah, it was a little worrying that I went all the way out there to get an MRI just to be told I'm too big for their MRI machine. Maybe make their MRI machine a little bit bigger next time. Like, I'm not huge. I'm like, what, 6'1"? I would say like I probably most people have broader shoulders than I do, but I don't know. Just being a foreigner in Japan, that's what you deal with. So this is where we're gonna cut it today. I will be back later with some streams. Everybody have a good day. And oh, by the way, I did have some coffee. I hit up Starbucks on the way here. I always forget to drink my coffee during coffee chat. It's a real problem. Oh yeah, it's nice to see you too, McDucky. Yeah, no, I'm streaming every day. Just the time is still a little bit undecided right now. I need to make a schedule, which I'm probably going to do pretty soon here. I try to do one coffee chat every weekday on Japan time, though. Keep in mind, Monday through Friday. I have decided I'm not going to do coffee chat during the weekend, but I do streams during the weekend. So from the time I started streaming about 3 weeks ago, I have hit at least one stream every single day, usually about 2 or 3. But I plan on keeping it up, so hopefully we can see you all more often. Look forward to creating a bunch of new stuff, ton of games I want to play, ton of stuff I want to prattle on about here, and it's always more fun if I have people to chat with. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and I think we're on episode 11 now. You can watch them all on Twitch for now, but everything is going up to YouTube right now. Like I said earlier in the show, we got 10 episodes up so far, so about 10 hours, but I've got 40 hours more to get uploaded today, so maybe I'll get around to that and watch me on repeat. Don't be shy. Just watch it over and over. You can fall asleep to my voice if that's your thing. I don't know if I have a very soothing voice, but yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and everybody have a good day. See ya.